Hello everyone. I hope everyone is safe and well. We are canning chicken legs. Now, ideally I would be using wide mouth quarts. These are wide mouth 1.5 pints. They do take the same amount of time to can, but you don't get as many legs in there. However, these are some pitiful little legs, so I'll probably be able to fit quite a few in there. And if I only get these 4 jars, I'm going to do them in the Kerry canner, but you would do them exactly the same in your Presto, Miro, All-American, whatever you have. These are bone in, so they take less time than packed meat. They will be 75 minutes for quarts, 65 minutes for pints. So let's get started. Let me get some water to... No, I don't use water in these. I need my chicken broth though for seasoning. So I'm going to use bouillon powder in each jar, and that's because usually I like to fry these or do something like that with them. And you need to have some seasoning when you're canning them, or the meat will be kind of bland. You can season the outside, but it's kind of bland when you bite in. So I would add salt or bouillon or a broth or any flavoring you like with your chicken. Actually, just do not use, well, you can, but I don't recommend using iodized salt. It will make your broths, pickles, what have you, it'll make it cloudy. So let's pack these legs in here. Normally I would wear gloves to do this, but those are so hard to get these days that I want to save those for when and if I have to leave the house. I have soap and water and bleach, so we're good. Now, every time my new washer does that, I think my jars are coming unsealed. I swear, it sounds like a jar pinging. Do any of you have a washer that sounds like that? We just got ours, so I'm not used to it. Okay. So, let me get a spoon. My lids. And my rings. Everything's been washed in hot soapy water. Always wash your new jars. If you never have, smell them when you get them. Take the lid off and smell it. You'll wash them because it's stinky. Get my vinegar ready. This was the craziest batch of chicken leg quarters I've ever had. I had one that had both the legs and the thighs and then the back in the middle, and then I had one that was just a half a chicken. And I don't know if they did that because these are just tiny. As you will see, this is actually the leg and thigh. So that tells ya. This is the other one. So I'm just putting these little legs and thighs in. Normally, if I were using quart jars, I would be putting one up, one down, and that way you can fit in quite a few. And then after these, I will be doing thighs. So, seeing that one, the top of it's broken. So yeah, it was the craziest batch of chicken ever. So like, let's see. So I put that one that way. This one that way. And that's how I would do it in the quart jars. just like that. So up, down, skinny up, fat up, skinny up, fat up. And there's no easier way to can than this right here. You can do this with rabbit as well. Time is the same. Am I only going to get 3 jars? That's crazy. Are you all hanging in there? I worry about everybody in our world. So there's 3 in there. I'm going to add a thigh. And I'm going to go ahead and do a jar of thighs here. Let's see if we've got some little pieces. And thighs, depending on the size of them, here's the leg, work well in pint jars if there's only 2 of you in the house. It depends on how much you eat. Oh, in here I find 2 more legs. I got a leg in there. Let's see. I think I can fit a leg in here. Think we can do it? Let's try. We can. I got it in there. And if I have a small thigh, I can put it on top there. I'm telling you, this was the craziest bag of chicken. I got it from Aldi's. Had the delivery service. I think that one's too big. Then from the chicken I did earlier, I have a pot of bone broth going. I'm gonna wash my hands. Now I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of my broth, or if you have the cubes, you could add a cube. Better Than Bouillon, you could use that. What's the other one? It's in a brown plastic jar, but it's more of a powder than the Better Than Bouillon. Where's my paper towels? I even ration these. Wipe your rims with vinegar. This day and age, you do not want any reason for your jars not to seal, and vinegar's the best thing to get the grease off, whatever you're making with meat or oils. Vinegar's also a disinfectant for a lot of things. Don't know about the corona, so it's a little more serious, but for most sanitation purposes, vinegar works well. When I was taking care of my dad during his hospice, I would have to use a syringe to work on his catheter, and the nurses wanted us to use vinegar to sanitize them in between uses, and that's how I learned that they prefer that over bleach because it doesn't have all the chemicals. So you'll put these in your canner. These will go for 75 minutes. You'll put them on fingertip tight. You put them on too tight, I guess they buckle. I've never had my lids buckle, but they'll buckle. In my Presto, it takes 3 quarts of water. In the Carry, it takes 4 cups of water. Excuse me. Got a pot of ham and beans going over here. Look like they could use a stir. So here's our jars. With the Carry canner, after you close it, always do this and make sure it's sealed. I had steam coming out all around the edges one day. Everything was working, it was timing, and I couldn't figure out why, and I did this and it was not locked. So this will go into work mode even if this is not sealed properly, and I did not know that. So on the Carry, you will put it on exhaust. With your regular canner, you'll have the stem. Match up your arrows on your regular canner. You should have arrows on the handle of your lid and the handle of the canner. Line those up, put it on, lock it. Turn on your heat. We're going to set this for high, 75 minutes, and start. With the Carry, when it gets to E10, it will beep, and you're going to turn this to airtight. With your stovetop canner, you're going to let the vent on the top steam for 10 minutes. Put your weight on, 10 to 15 pounds depending on sea level. And when it starts to jiggle, you will set the timer for 65 minutes pint, 75 minutes quarts. So I will see you when these are coming out, and I'm going to do something with these thighs. Alrighty, here are our chicken legs. That's the sound we want to hear. Kind of hard to get them out with that hood. But we got this. We got this. Okay. So there's our chicken legs. That one has a thigh in it. And then we had the little chicken legs with the little thighs still attached in one of them. So yeah, And that made all its own juice, see? So don't add any water when you do your legs. Now, when it settles, the juice will be down here. It won't be all the way to the top in a lot of them. Don't worry about that. They'll be fine. And they make a good fried chicken. You know, if you get a hankering for some fried chicken and there's no chicken at the store maybe or something happens, or you can't go to the store or something. Anyways, there it is. If you have any questions, post them down below. And stay safe, everybody. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.